Recording, you may start. Dua.
I already recorded, sir, when you said 3.
Sorry?
I already started the recording when you said 3. I think you wanted to say that she already started recording with her, just not in the Zoom, but she already has recorded the meeting.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Jessica Shanto. As the moderator, who will manage and arrange the flow of this debate. Warm greetings for all of the groups and all the people that willing to attend this debate, especially Mr. Danny, all the judges, timekeepers, technical, and participants and members. Next, I will introduce the members of this debate. In the government team, there are Alexander Bryan as the first speaker, and then Richard Alwyn as the second speaker, and then Annabelle Evelyn as the third speaker, Brandon Keane as the fourth speaker, and Christopher Agung as the fourth speaker. And then on the opposition team, there are Aloysius Bryan as the first speaker, Etania Nulani as the second speaker, Antonius Evan as the third speaker, Gloria Jessica Ignacia as the fourth speaker, and Sebastian for the fifth speaker. Sorry. And our theme for this debate is taken from the topic that is trending lately, which is should high school student date. Nowadays, there's a lot of pressure put on high school teenagers, and being involved in romantic relationship can be one of them. Many teens, as they grow and mature in high schools, feel obligated to find themselves a significant other, whether it's the influence of society, social media, friends, or family. So should high school teens relationship be encouraged? Some teenagers think that dating relationship in adolescence make a positive impact, but also bring a negative impact. So through this debate, we're going to find out about it. I'm sorry, mister, but my laptop is it's not working properly.
Yeah, okay, please. The first speaker from government team, Alexander Bryan. You may start.
Okay. Thank you. So, dating is a stage of romantic relationship practice whereby two people meet socially with the aim of each assessing the other's suitability as a prospective partner in a future intimate relationship. Since dating's demand is high, a lot of people aim for a significant other leading to their future relationship. These partners don't come out of nowhere. They could be a stranger or probably someone you're already close with. One of the examples of getting with someone you know is from going to the same school or scope, whether it's from the earlier stage or on the last. After that, people usually have to find a stranger as their love partner. This could be a problem, especially for someone who isn't that flexible on making connections with people. While getting into a relationship with a stranger might be stressful, dating in high school actually allows you to build skills needed to have a relationship. Okay. This could be a problem, especially for someone who isn't that flexible on making connections with people. While getting into a relationship with a stranger might be stressful, dating in high school actually allows you to build skills needed to have a relationship in a no-pressure environment. By the time you're in college, you may feel pressured to find the one because you'll see around you getting married. Before we continue explaining our arguments toward this topic, I want to re-mention each of our roles. On the pro side, we have Richard as our second speaker, Belle as our third speaker, Brandon as our fourth speaker, and lastly, Agung to conclude the debate session. The government team will deliver the arguments afterward. Concluding from statements we've mentioned, we believe that the idea of dating since or in high school is completely normal and shouldn't be forbidden because teenagers, as someone growing into an adult, have a privilege to decide whether or not they want to have a relationship early in their adolescence.
Okay, first of all, good morning. We would like to introduce the opponent team speaker. I'm Bryan as the first speaker. We have Etania as our second speaker, Anton as the third speaker, Gloria as the fourth speaker, Anton as the third speaker, Gloria as the fourth speaker, and finally, to sum up the team's argument and statements, Sebastian. As stated by the government team, dating is when two people met together to establish a relationship. This relationship sometimes doesn't work just right. Two totally different personalities combined into one might bring chaos into existence. Experiencing relationship during high school let someone choose their partner for their school. However, high school students aren't mentally ready to be able to come to a choice of choosing their proper partner, owing to the fact that their brains are still developing and that could trigger many negative behavior that could affect between their dating life and their school life. Dating in high school would have a worse consequence compared to people who may look for partners in the time of their college. In this, most high school students choose to date just for fun. When other side or both side start to get bored, they could easily dump their partner away. Because of the puberty, teenagers could have a sudden change of mind. They weren't thinking about having a full commitment to their partner. They don't put also too much thought into the future for both of them. They just want to have fun and they wouldn't consider each other's feelings. All of these statements come to a conclusion where we strongly disagree that high school students are allowed or given permission to date. Thank you.
I actually disagree with the statements that have been given earlier by the opposing team. Because, looking at the bright side, dating has many benefits for high school students in many situations. Dating provides you with help and support from your partner. Having someone who supports you and keeps rooting for you, even at your lowest, is essential for lasting relationships. Researchers from Carnegie Mellon University even found that supportive partners played a role in increasing a person's chance of success. Their reassurance and support had encouraged their partner to take on more challenging and rewarding tasks. In the long run, these couples showed an increase in personal growth and happiness. As a partner, they are able to share each other's secrets and be open with each other while finding a solution to problems that they are facing. Further, they are able to engage in each other's personal growth. As a partner, they aid you to make you become a person that is more mastermind and can adapt to any situation. Because when someone is in a healthy relationship with their partners, they are more able to control their feelings and maintain selfishness within each other. In addition, being a partner usually means knowing how to compromise. Usually, a couple tends to be able to work together and accept the views of their partner because they are in two-party relationship, which they must accept from different backgrounds. Even with dating relationships in teens, many of them are more motivated and happier in living their lives in both school and family environments. The reason is that a teenager who is dating can confide in each other and share their stories, whether it is a good or bad experience in their life. On the contrary, a girlfriend or boyfriend is one loyal person who is always by their side and comforts them when they are in a downturn. Their presence become a meaning that this someone might need you, missing you, or even care about you. Thank you.
Thank you, government team. Now, please welcome the second speaker of the opposition team. The opposition team, your floor is yours.
So, based on the government team's opinion, teenage relationships can raise and increase the motivation or desire of a teenager's life. I do not accept and agree with it. The opinion or suggestion that you have expressed is not completely accurate and precise. In fact, not all teenagers are enthusiastic about facing their lives. Based on the data in general, it shows that there are still quite a lot of teenagers who prefer or choose not dating in their period time. This can be proven that most teenagers, especially in 11 or 12 grader, confirm if they had never been dating or had a romance or serious relationship with others. This increase in the data that I found who are verified choosing not to be in a relationship from 1992 to 2018 gained 49 or 50% from the previous, which was only around 40 until 50%. The main trigger factor is the decreasing spirit of motivation when teens are in a relationship. Generally, Having a relationship at an earlier or soon age isn't a simple thing to do. Most of them tend to be lazy at studying and also have no excitement and encourage in their life when they are in a relationship. This happens because of a lack of maturity in thinking, solving problems, consideration, communication, and responsibility between each other. This can be proven by experts' opinions from Sarah Sorensen. As the consultant of adolescent relationships, explain whether healthy teen relationships have these main characteristics, such as open-minded, good conversation, and faith between partners of nearly the same age. As a result, many teenagers have to end their connection as a partner and friendship.
All right, I'll be responding to the previous argument. You stated that teenagers are mostly not enthusiastic about having a relationship. You did not provide enough evidence that the cause of teenagers not preferring to date is due to enthusiasm. Your data only explain the increasing percentage of teens not choosing to date up to 2018, which your data is not relevant to your argument. Having a relationship during a teen age is true to not be easy, as stated by you. You stated that those who are in a relationship tend to experience lack of motivation. However, this certain less motivation means that your life will be messed up in many different aspects. That is, of course, including the teen school life itself. This disruption will continue to lead to the challenge of self-time management. I would like to point out what was wrong with your arguments before. You said that motivation is the main trigger of a broken relationship. According to Davis and Benshaw, adolescents may be more motivated to develop skills to improve their relationships. This research result indicates that teens do not get triggered because of motivation, like you said, but teens are actually provoked to build motivation to shape them into a better person. More skills can be developed and improved by having a relationship. For example, if a high school student date, they would definitely learn how to manage their time wisely, they would learn to arrange things they need to do, and they will slowly gain the skill of time management. Furthermore, based on your team's statement, saying that teens are most likely to be lazy in their studies and they do not have that feeling of excitement. When dating, teenagers actually learn to balance assertiveness with compromise. They learn to fit a relationship into their existing lives, and they learn to work together to meet both partners' needs. Most teens are not ready for true intimacy, but the lessons I mentioned before will set the groundwork for the future. The couple will then learn mutual respect, consideration, and moreover, the communication skills. This means that teens would actually learn something for sure, not just being lazy like the opponent's team have said. Our team would like to state once again that experiencing teens' relationships would provide a foundation for developing a committed relationships later in adulthood. Moreover, knowing how to establish and maintain healthy romantic relationships can help teens grow.
Thank you, government team. Now, please welcome the the third speaker of the opposition team. The third speaker of the opposition team, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Responding to what the governing team has just mentioned, while knowing how to establish and maintain healthy relationships might help adolescents grow. Unfortunately, most teenagers haven't developed a mature thinking to be able to achieve that. According to something.org, 1 in 3 young people will be in an abusive or unhealthy relationship. This means that most teenagers aren't capable of understanding and respecting their partner, particularly while facing the inconvenience that they don't expect. Anything could happen in relationships, yet teenagers aren't able to be fully in control with their emotions, especially towards their partner. These mixed up emotions can lead to violence and other harmful actions in the relationship, thus making it unhealthy and possibly dangerous. Although this might just be a possibility, it is still risky for a teenager to hop on an experience that can end up ruining their adolescence and causing long-term consequences. Using relationships to build time management skills is also not effective, especially compared to building it personally. Acquiring the ability to manage time does not actually require a relationship, and having one does not support it as well. Therefore, saying that having a relationship makes learning time management easier for teenagers is not valid, as it is not easier compared to building it on their own. Regardless of developing each other's time management, teens in a relationship will still waste more time than teens that aren't in one. According to the Office for National Statistics, couples on average spend about 2 hours a day together or in a call. While these hours might be ideal to build a healthy relationship, it's simply not suitable for teenagers to waste their time on it. These 2 hours could be used more efficiently for teen study time or for their hobbies. Nowadays, couples also tend to spend their time chatting with each other or having a call to keep their attention towards one another. They usually spend
POI. Oh, POI, please. All right. Couples usually call each other to maintain their relationship as a couple, not for wasting time, like you mentioned. Time spent for calling is a form of love language, and it is indeed needed by each other. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the BOI. I do agree of what you just mentioned, but unfortunately, teenagers nowadays spend about more than 2 hours in a day together or in a call, which is not necessary, especially those that do it every single day. I want to clarify again that there is nothing wrong with chatting or having a call with your significant other.
All right, thank you, opposition team. Now we'll hand it over to the government team, the fourth speaker of the government team. The fourth speaker of the government team, the floor is yours.
Those were very interesting statements, but besides, not all teenagers spend more time chatting and calling their lovers every day than studying or doing their hobby. It's simply not true because the amount of time that's being spent on phone calls and messages can be changed into something that's more useful or can even motivate students to study even more. If the students are mature enough, they could use the time on their phones for studying together, doing homework, or maybe even doing both their hobbies. Moreover, education can be the topic that's being discussed by the high school students when they're calling each other. Therefore, most teenagers generally can manage their time well in terms of academics at school, doing their housework, and other school activities while dating someone. This can happen because they have the sort of time management skills that can have an impact in terms of having a relationship with someone. When they can manage their time well, their attitude and personality will automatically grow up to be more mature in all aspects at an early age, especially for teenagers. Among other things, they can be wiser in making decisions in everything they face in life. More than that, they can think more openly and have a purpose in their relationship so that they have a clear goal in life as a couple for the future. On a different note, as mature couples, they can respect each other's opinions.
AOI, please. Interruption. So you state that teens mostly could manage their time well due to having a relationship. But nowadays, there are still more teenagers usually spend their time for two of them. They usually prefer to having an exclusive time between each other. So they, of course, can manage their time to doing some other things like education or activities in school. So how can they manage their time?
Yeah, so about their time management, by doing so, they've already started managing their time pretty well. They can have a separate time for spending time with their partner, and even put a separate amount of time to doing their schoolwork. If they can be mature in how they manage their time, then they can keep up both lives very well. And back to what I was saying, as mature couples, they can respect each other's opinions and feelings by not being selfish or egotistic. Indeed, they can definitely grow up together, both physically and psychologically. This happens because being mature in a relationship forces you to develop together and become a good partner.
Okay, thank you, government team. Now, please welcome the fourth speaker of the opposition team. The fourth speaker of the opposition team, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Now, talking about how much time teens spend in their relationship is something important. Your team state that phone calls are used for discussing school, but quite a lot of teens don't do that. They tend to talk about stuff besides school. In common, teens usually use their gadgets for around 4 until 7 hours just to spend time with their partner. Talking about each other feelings, situation, condition, or just want to keep in touch with another. This amount of time doesn't include spending time on schoolwork or study. Relationship can be more intense for teens in part because they are highly affected by what others might be thinking of them. And unfortunately, they don't have a broader perspective for that. For example, if his or her partner doesn't call when they say they will, teens will more likely assume personal rejection rather than explanation. Sallstrom explained that teens may lack inhibitory abilities because their executive brain function is still developing. This kind of situation will totally affect the relationship itself. Because of that, teens would most likely start to be self-centered and slowly become toxic. Moving on. Yes.
According to the opposition team, that teenagers are still developing to maintain and maybe like learning how to build a healthy relationship. But I'm sorry, correction. The opposite team said that teens cannot maintain a healthy relationship. But I want to check that because the teens are still developing, they need to go on dating because they're still learning and so that when they become adults, they won't be afraid and maybe surprised that the relationship could be that hard. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Uh, mm, well, if they, if they're, if they're, they are not mature enough and they want to dating, that's I think that's not effective because they likely start to be self-centered and maybe become toxic.
Thank you, opposition team. Now, please welcome the fifth speaker from the government team. The fifth speaker from the government team, the floor is yours.
Okay, based on the previous argument that has been given by the pro members, it can be concluded that dating relationship have many benefits for high school students. The first one is that high school students become motivated by the presence of a dating partner that can support them, because having a supportive partner play a role in increasing a person's chance of success. Because their reassurance and support had encouraged their partner to take on more challenging, more rewarding tasks that could help personal growth within individuals. In addition, by the mental and physical support, dating could develop a maturation within teenagers as they begin to manage their time between dating and school. Not only they can decide the appropriate time to date, but could also use that time for studying and finishing homework too. Not only improving skills in time management, being in a relationship makes someone accept their partner's vulnerability and respect them as an individual. They are more able to control their feelings and maintain their selfishness within each other. In addition, being in a relationship pushes the individuals to know how to compromise and learn how to be able to work together and accept each other's views.
Your eye, please. Interruption, please.
Rejected. On the other hand, starting a relationship, teens can get to know each other closer to gain the skill to find out about the attitudes and personalities of others, so the teenagers could find the qualities that they value in their partner who's perfect for them in the future. Adolescents are still in their infancy. Their brains are unstable and less able to think like adults. Because dating is one way that teens' maturation process can start early. With that being said, our team remains to steadfast in our stances that high school students are allowed to date. Thank you.
Thank you, government team. Now, please welcome the fifth and last speaker from the opposition team. The fifth speaker from the opposition team, the
Thank you,
floor is yours.
moderator. Our team has come to the conclusion that we are defying the stigma that high school students should go on a date. This is caused by some problems and challenges which teenagers have to face wisely and properly. In adolescence, teenagers are generally not mature and developed enough to deal with relationships. Furthermore, teens commonly have a hard time solving a problem, and most of the time, they are confused about how to act in their dating life. Here are some of the reasons why we think dating should be forbidden. For teens, most teens who are in a relationship have not gotten capability to balance their school life and dating life. They prefer to go on dates rather than be at home and studying. The desire to choose to date upon studying is dangerous for the future, causing them to be uninterested in school subjects. As a result, teens dating relationships generally struggle in having the time management. Having time management is very crucial because it can affect other things in life. And then, second one, the maturity of a person is not an indicator of whether the relationship will be healthy. Many people are not prepared enough to have a relationship. Consequently, those people won't respect their partner in any way. The disrespectful trait in one will continue to develop a toxic relationship. Toxic relationship can happen also if one of them is very strict to their partner. In fact, this happens a lot to many couples because they didn't have beliefs, faith, communication needed for their relationship. They tend to be overprotective on their partners, such as friendships, life, and even their surroundings. One of the huge and main problems is only caused by envy, which appears from the lack of trust. All of this violates other people's human rights and is truly toxic for the relationship life. Because toxic relationship could leave someone feeling emotionally drained and helpless, causing severe damage to self-esteem and growing doubts upon themselves, making them less interested in school or focused. Immature is a condition where the couples are not ready to start a relationship, and usually they don't have a goal or purpose to start the relationship itself. Since the teens' brains are still developing, teens aren't set because of their immaturity. Being mature is one of the most essential aspects of having a relationship. In our opinion, becoming mature cannot necessarily be obtained through relationship. Other alternatives are able to gain the maturity of a person. By the arguments that have been given by our speakers previously, it can be concluded that relationships in adolescence require a sufficient level of maturity in thought of attitude, action, and time management. Thank you.
All right, thank you, opposition team. That marks the end of today's debate. I will now hand the floor over to the adjudicators for feedback and comments. Mr. Denny, you have the floor.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you for the moderator. Thank you for the affirmative team and also the negative team. So I really appreciate of your debate today. There's some POI and also accept the POI, taken the POI, and then I really love the way some of you manage your point. Yeah. So just like the first and the last speaker who summarizes all the speaker, all the argument, that's very good. Great. Thank you so much, Celine. The first and the second educator, maybe you have any feedback?
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm the first educator for today. I have a couple of notes which I wrote during the debate. For the affirmative team, I personally think that your arguments were great. They were solid. They were backed up by facts as well as very strong opinions. Despite that, I do feel that you guys could utilize more intonation in the sense to kind of enhance your argument a bit, because I felt like a couple of speakers from the affirmative team were lacking energy. For the negative team, I also appreciate that you guys have made great arguments, and more or less my feedback for both of the teams is more intonation. So just to kind of make the debate more lively as well as strengthen the argument. All right, I think that is all for me.
Yes, hello, and I am the second adjudicator for this debate. My feedbacks is roughly the same as Celine's, that you all have great arguments backed up with good data and etc. But that all for both of the teams, I don't know. You rarely thank the moderator, and I find that let's just say not good, not following the precise rule of the debate. But I think that's a minor problem compared to the strengths that both of you have. So just want to say well done for the debate. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So after this, the adjudicator will go to the breakout room and discuss who will win the debate. While then, please complete the Google Docs for the affirmative and also negative tips. Okay. Yeah, you may stop the recording.
Recording stopped.
Guys, can you hear me? Yeah.
Kabur.
Okay, so hopefully the affirmative and negative team have already finished to complete the worksheet about their argument. Now I will announce who is the winner of this debate. The negative team total score is 1,000